Diane in Denmark here, and it is a Tuesday morning, a beautiful morning here in wonderful Copenhagen today. The weathermen are saying that it's going to be, it was very nippy this morning when I was out. I've actually got my jeans on and I had my jacket ready. But the weathermen are predicting that it will be up to 25 Celsius this afternoon, which is what, mid to high 70s, but they're also saying that by the weekend we'll be back down again to 14 degrees Celsius, which is about in the 50s. So anyway, crazy weather here right now. I'm going to be changing into my white culottes before I go out to my appointments today, but anyway, enjoying the sunshine while it is here and the heat. Yesterday I made a detailed cleaning video about Zone 4. We're in Flylady Zone 4 this week. I put the link up there, and I said to you this week I wanted to share how I use the Flylady system, and I want to talk about my control journal. So this is what I'm going to be talking about today. You may have already made a control journal if you did the Flylady's 31 baby steps with me last year. Remember, I made a whole series of videos last year, one video for every day of the 31 baby steps. I'll put the link up there if you want to do it. You don't need to wait till January the 1st to start your baby steps. Do it anytime you like. So you may have already made a control journal then. If you didn't, maybe you want to make one today. The reason that it's a good idea to have a control journal is, I've explained this before, that the Flylady system and getting things done systems, they give us a kind of framework so that we're not carrying that burden on our shoulders the whole time, not carrying all that information in our heads the whole time of what we're supposed to be doing, what we think we might be doing. It just lets somebody else kind of take the thought process out of things for us, so that when we need to do something, we just refer to our notes or whatever day it is, if we've got daily focus, so that we know, we know which page we're supposed to be on. And you may not feel like you need one on a daily basis, but I can tell you, especially on, for example, if there's been some kind of illness in the family, if you're having a case of the blahs, it's really nice to be able to just open your control journal and say, where am I? If you're getting interrupted all the time by kids or telephone calls, that you can go back and say, where did I get to on my list? Also, if you are perhaps changing circumstances, maybe you are pregnant and getting ready for a baby coming, perhaps you are an empty nester, your kids have gone off to high school or college this year, or perhaps you have a change of circumstances where you're now retired and you're not quite into your new routine, you don't really know what your new routine is. Any of these things, it will be helpful to have a control journal. And I find it useful just on a day-to-day basis, that it shows me what I'm meant to be doing with the Flylady system. So anyway, I'll go through what's in mine. Remember, you can actually buy the papers for your control journal from the Flylady website. It's there in the Fly shop. Mine is partly made up of ones from the Fly shop because Marla, when I used to be a premium mentor, she gave me some Christmas gifts a couple of years ago, including my wee Flylady dolly. So mine is a mixture of the one from the Flylady pages from the website and things that I've printed out myself. And anyway, you just come up with something yourself. And please do not sit there and think, well, I'll make up a control journal once I've gone to the shops to buy a binder or some paper or some sticky notes. Or you don't need anything special to get started. Just grab an old jotter that the kids were using. We've all got junk. You don't need to buy anything to make one of these. Anyway, I'll walk you through what I've got in mind. Some of the information is personal, so I won't show it to you, and other things I will show. So anyway, and my control journal, I keep it here in the kitchen so I can refer to it, on a daily basis. And then when I'm doing things like, planning menus in today's Plan and Play Tuesday in Flylady Land, things like that, then I take it with me into my office, and then I have it there so I can refer to it. So anyway, and a lot of these things you can keep, of course, on your telephone if you have some kind of app. I like this old school pencil and paper thing, because it's just really nice to have something, especially when I'm having a case of the blahs, like, oh, where do I go? Look in my control journal and be something to spur me on or cheer me up. Anyway, I'll show you what's in here. So first of all, this is my control journal. I won't show you the first couple of pages because, as I said, right, the first thing I have in here are emergency telephone numbers. So I have things like the telephone number for the police, I have the telephone number for the emergency doctor, the telephone number for my best friends, contact numbers, things like plumber, electrician, the joiner, you know, the carpenter, the gas people, electricity. You may want to also add in things like, you know, dentist, school, nursery numbers, anything like that. Those are really, really useful to have. Also, if you have somebody else coming into the house to look after the kids, you know, like babysitters or family who are coming in or to help if you're ill, all the numbers are in one place. Also, you know, if you lose power and you can't get onto your telephone or use the computer, you've got your number somewhere. Right, so that's the first thing that I have in mind. Also, the next thing I can see, I can put this piece of paper somewhere else. It was actually information about the host family and where my son was in the United States. My DS-18, he did an exchange year as an exchange student of high school in Washington State last year. And I must share something funny, because I don't know if you watch Marla's videos, you know, the Flylady, because she made a video last week. I think it's called Oh Happy Day, because she had found something. She had found a lot of stuff in her favourite chair, you know, stuff that I just kind of got stuck down inside. And she mentioned me and my son. And I need to tell you the story about this, because it was actually Marla's idea, all this. Anyway, I had been chatting with Marla and saying that every time we were in Zone 5, which is the living room, there's a mission that comes up from time to time, and it's called sofa diving. You know, you vacuum the sofa, and there's always something there, you know, coins or a pen or, you know, crisps or chips, you know, something like that. And I said to Marla, oh, you know, I missed my son when he was away for the year. Didn't see him for, you know, a whole 10 months. And I especially missed him when that mission came up, because that was his favourite mission when he was small, was to, you know, go sofa diving. Because he would always find money that my husband, you know, had fallen out of his pockets. And it was actually Marla said to me, she said, well, on the days, you know, when every time you kind of miss him, think that, put some change, you know, throw it in the sofa. So I was, you know, every time, oh yeah, missed him and throwing money in the sofa. You should have seen his face when he came back, because, you know, I said to him, oh, you know, it's we're in Zone 5 this week, and it's, you know, vacuuming that. And he's like, oh, Mum, I'll do that. You should have seen his face when he found all those coins. He's like, Mum, what has been going on? And anyway, extended. So that was actually Marla's idea. Anyway, onwards and upwards. What's the next thing? Happy memories. So that I can put in his kind of memory boxes where he was for his host year. And that's more personal information I keep in here. Right, and then I have written down my morning and my evening routines. I don't need to refer to those very often, because, as I've said before, I've been doing my routines consistently for so many years now, because it makes less work for me. And I don't need to kind of tick them off. But if you're just starting off, it's a really good idea to write them down and just tick them off as you go. Keep them in a plastic, one of these plastic film things, and that way you can just tick it off with, you know, any kind of felt tip pen that can be wiped off. And at the end of the day, you just wipe it off and you're ready to start your checklist again. So I've got morning routine, evening routine. But, you know, if I'm having a case of the blahs, and, you know, I can just kind of look and, oh, what's the next thing on my list? Then I have this one I'll show to you. I have some ideas for what you can do if you've got those kind of magic minutes. If I've just got a few minutes to do something, or if I can't really get started. And I'll put a link to this. I made a video about it before. It was a list that I came up with when I was a Flylady Premium Mentor, along with Flylady Melissa. And it was all things that you could do, you know, if you had a couple of minutes, like, you know, water the plants, or rubbing some hand cream, or You know, if you've got 5 minutes, you can unload the dishwasher, or file a few papers, or file your nails. And if you've got a bit more time, you know, you can take out the recycling, or you can change the sheets. Or so anyway, it was just a few ideas to, you know, if I'm kind of don't know what to do today, I'll just pick something from that list. Then I have a couple of things that kind of cheer me up, or, you know, spur me on if I'm needing a wee boost. And I've got some motivational quotes. This one is from the Flylady. Good enough is good enough. Don't let your perfectionism stop your progress. I love that one. If you have found my channel because you're not getting things done and you need some encouragement, chances are you're like me, you kind of overthink things, or it has to be the perfect birthday card, or you have to do the Flylady system as it is written on the website. You know what? It doesn't need to be like that. You just need to get it done. So that one, that has become my mantra. I love that one. Also the Flylady's 11 Commandments. Those are great to print those off of the website. I've mentioned all this before in the control journal videos that I've made before. I'll see if I can put a link up there. And then I have a page for each of the days of the basic weekly plan, or the daily focus. And remember, you can, you know, shift the days around to suit your family, your schedule. But I, generally speaking, follow the Flylady one. So I've got a piece of paper for Monday weekly home blessing, which reminds me of the tasks for that. Tuesday is plan and play day in Flylady land. And I've got things that I can do on plan and play day, like planning my menu, bank statements, looking forward to if there are birthdays or vacations coming up, planning also some play with friends. You know, am I meeting up with a friend for coffee, or see something in the cinema, dentist, hairdresser, book those kind of appointments. And then I've got Wednesday, anti-procrastination day. I can add any tasks to that list, and then set my timer on a Wednesday and get a couple of those done. Thursday, errand day. I've also made a list of, you know, things that I might need to do on errand day, like going to the ironmonger, you know, the hardware store, supermarket, library, the book exchange, charity shop, post office, the cobblers, you know, anything like that. And quite often I change my errand day and do it on a Tuesday, but, you know, I've got my list ready, so I'm ready to go. Friday, clean out your car, clean out your handbag. You've heard all this before, yada, yada, yada. And then the next thing that I have, and the last thing I have in my control journal, are detailed cleaning lists for each of the Flylady zones. You can go into the Flylady website and you can find them there, print them out, or, you know, take a screenshot and print them out. And I've shown you these lists before. When I'm in, you know, the zone, like for example zone 4 yesterday, here we are. I'll show you here because I keep it. This is my little page holder. And I told you I you know, take a couple of things from the zone that I really need to clean, and then I get as much else done as I can. I'm not doing 15 minutes of cleaning every day. I generally just do 15 minutes of focus cleaning, and then take a few minutes every day if there's something else that needs done. And I add more notes like, you know, washing my slippers. My slippers go in the washing when we're in the zone. Washing my makeup brushes, I did that last night. And if there's something that I want to buy for that zone, you know, I get it down and start thinking about it. So you just take, you know, all these ideas and put something together that's going to work for you. The main thing is, don't worry about it being a perfect document. Don't get caught up in the perfectionism. It will change, you know, as you get more into the Flylady system. Also, it will change with your circumstances. You know, my kids are no longer at nursery. You know, they're now at high school, so I can put in the high school telephone numbers now instead of the old stuff. So we're just, it's a work in progress, as we are. And it's just a working document that's going to help you, hopefully, to know what you're supposed to be doing. And just, as I said, take the weight off your shoulders and take some of that chaos out of your head. So anyway, if you have anything else that you think that we might want to add to our control journals, please chime in down below. And on the subject of comments, I don't say this very often, but I'll just remind you, in case you're perhaps a new viewer to this channel, I never say, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up and all that stuff. And I hope you will respect that I keep this area, this is my channel, and I'm here to encourage you, and it's positive. So if you have a comment and it's not positive, please don't waste your time. That there's no need to leave a negative comment, okay? We're here to build each other up and cheer each other on. And if you don't like, the video or my appearance, there's no need to leave a comment. All right, let's keep it positive out here. So anyway, on that note, sunshine outside. I hope you have a fantastic day. And it's Tuesday, Plan and Play Day in Flylady Land. And before I go out to my appointments today, I am going to sit down with my timer for 10 minutes, and I'm going to plan our menus for the next week. And I'll add, I check the fridge, I check what we've got in the cupboards here, or in the drawers, we don't have cupboards. And then I add them to my errand list, so that I might actually do my errands today. We'll see how things pan out, but I'll have my list ready. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Let me know what you've got in your control journal, and if you haven't made one yet, today is the day. Okay, Diane in Denmark saying, live long and prosper. May the Danish hygge and sunshine and warmth be with you, and I'll see you tomorrow for more shenanigans. Okay, bye for now.